Hello and welcome back to another episode of the DIYGuy.net. Today we're going to be working on this Maytag washer. This will also work for some Whirlpool models as they're interchangeable. What we're going to do today is replace the thrust bearing, the transmission pulley, as it comes in one little kit. We're also going to place the motor pulley. Now what this is going to fix is if it doesn't agitate, doesn't drain, or if it makes a lot of noise during use. So the first thing I'm going to do is unplug the washer from the wall. Then we'll go ahead and shut our supply valve off, supplying water to the wash machine. We'll grab a pair of channel locks and remove the hoses. Grab a bucket to drain them into so you don't get water on your floor. Then we're going to walk the washer away from the wall that we can lean it against the wall and get underneath to where all the belts and pulleys. Alright, so now that we have the washer flipped up against the wall, we're going to need to remove our belt. So to do this, we're just going to grab it right here, pull down on it, turn the transmission pulley, and walk it off. And then remove it from the other two pulleys. We'll set it aside because we're going to need to put it back on later. So we'll start with our motor pulley first. There's a bunch of little spring tabs within there that kind of slide into the notch on the shaft. So you're just going to need a flat screwdriver to stick in there and kind of move those out of the way so you can slide the pulley off. Once you got all the little clips kind of bent out of the way, you can grab a hammer, just slide it behind the pulley, and use it to work it off. So we unpackaged our new pulley. As you can see, we got the teeth that lock it on right there. We also have the spline on the inside, which we'll need to turn and line it up and then tap it on. Now if you can't get it to go all the way in just using the hammer, you can use your old pulley, use the larger diameter side, put it against the larger diameter of the new one, then use your hammer and just give it a few taps, and it'll help push it the rest of the way on. Alright, now that we've finished installing the motor pulley, we're going to go ahead and replace the transmission pulley and the thrust bearing. Alright, to start we need to remove this dust cap, just squeeze and pull it off. Next we need to remove this E-clip or C-clip. You can use a flat screwdriver or a pair of needle nose pliers. So you got a washer to adjust it. Go ahead and pull all this out. Go ahead and wipe that clean. Alright, so we unpackaged our new kit. This is our thrust bearing. It's complete, unlike the other one that exploded. So we're going to take the nubs, point them up. We're going to take this plastic piece with the nubs up and connect them, push them together tightly. Should click and lock together. Now that we have our thrust bearing and the plastic piece pushed together, we can use our grease, apply a little bit to the back side of the thrust washer. And then we'll go ahead and slide it onto the shaft. It'll also help hold that in place. Next we'll grab our new pulley. We're also going to apply some grease in there. As you can see, I already did it. We'll go ahead and slide that onto our shaft. Then we'll go ahead and grab the little white cog. We'll slide that in there. You're going to have to rotate it so you can get the splines to line up. Now you're going to notice with your kit, you got a thin washer like that and a larger thick washer like that to adjust the transmission slip. You want to start with the thinner washer first, so we'll go ahead and slide that on. So now you have the thin washer on, you can go ahead and grab your C-clip or E-clip and clip that into position. Pair of channel locks or needle nose. Clipped in all the way. Alright, so now that we have the C-clip or E-clip reinstalled, we're going to go ahead and check the transmission slippage or to make sure we have enough tension on that thrust bearing. So to do this, we're going to use this reference arrow here on the inside. We've got our minimum mark and our maximum mark. So what we're going to do is turn this transmission pulley counterclockwise and see if that arrow gets between those 2 points before the transmission engages. We want to do it 3 or 4 times to make sure we get an accurate reading. So ours was between those 2 readings, so ours is dialed in correctly. If yours was not in between those 2 lines, you're going to need to remove your C-clip and swap out the washers until you get it in between those 2 points. So now that our tension is correct, we can go ahead and reinstall our new dust cap. Just push it on, click it in. Alright, so now that we have our dust cap installed, we can go ahead and reinstall our belt. We'll put it onto the motor pulley, the pump pulley, and then walk it onto our transmission pulley. So we'll turn it a few times just to ensure it's in the grooves on every pulley. And that's it for installing a new thrust bearing, the transmission pulley and motor pulley on a Maytag or Whirlpool washing machine. We're just going to set it down, walk it back into position, connect our hoses, turn on the valve, and plug it in. Thanks for watching another episode of the DIYguy.net. If you just finished building you the subscribe button, click that to get our latest DIY fixes delivered right to you. If you just finished building you the What's Next button, you can click that and we'll help you figure out what you want to fix next. You can also click the link in the description which takes you to our website for a full write-up.